Dog units. We've got one dog unit in Lancashire Police, but other forces then have their dog units as well. So our dog unit is based at headquarters at Preston, and we've got a number of dogs, and it can vary as well depending on how many we've got in training at any one time. But we use dogs for lots of different things, and you've probably seen some of the police dogs out and about when they're working, and we do call it working because they are working dogs. We will use police dogs for things like public order situations where there's lots of people, where some of them don't want to do what we want them to do. And the dogs are very good at making you do what we want you to do, because they generally start to snap and bite at you, as you've probably seen. They're kept on a lead, but if somebody does get very difficult or violent, we will release the dog to go and get the criminal usually, and we've had a few of those. Unfortunately, the dog doesn't recognise a uniform. So guess what happens when a police officer sometimes releases a dog? Yeah, police dogs have bitten police officers many, many times in the past. And what we tend to do, and some advice for you, is if a police dog is released and the handler, the police dog handler will say, police dog loose, and they'll release the dog, just stop. Because if you carry on running, the dog will go for you. Because the thing it's trained to go for is the person that's still running. So police officers now are told just to stop, and the dog just runs past them. And eventually when it catches up with the criminal, it will either attack them if they carry on running, or it will just sit next to them if they've stopped. And if they move, then it'll move and start barking again. They're very well trained, so we use them for public order. We use them for drug searches, so we have drugs dogs as well. We can use them for drugs. We use them for searching for people that are lost. We can use them if somebody's broken into a house or a building, and usually somebody leaves a scent, because every human being has a scent. The dog can track the scent, so we can use the dog then to track the scent to try and find the person that's responsible. But we also use them for demonstrations and bringing them into schools, and because people love dogs and horses are the two things I think people love most about animals. And when we put something on Facebook that involves dogs and horses, we get the biggest number of hits.